What's happening, guys? So today I want to talk about the idea of creating accessibility. The idea that the technological revolution, this amazing change that that's happening now, kind of the digital revolution, internet, AI, virtual reality, phones, all of this. It's about creating accessibility for the majority. It's about opening up space in many ways. And whereas in the past, the space obviously was land, it was physical space, so opening up new countries, going west, as they say in America. Now the space is digital, it's virtual. And the means we used, the paradigms we use to navigate the old spaces, the physical spaces, they don't always apply to the new virtual space. So for example, and this is something that the author of The Master Algorithm mentioned, is say something like Netflix or Amazon books. You got a bookstore or a movie store, and whereas in the past, so you go to Blockbuster and you can literally just walk around. So they divided the sections into categories, horror section, drama, and you could just go and have a look and discover things that way. This is much harder when you've got 10,000 books. You can't wander through. You cannot just you cannot use the old means, the old way of discovering new space, of finding new things, of exploring. I think much of the revolution that's happened is built on navigation, on how to navigate these new spaces, and a lot of the amazing advances in technology, in virtual space, has been when someone, say a company or a group or an individual, they create ways that the general population can navigate this space. So you often have a specialized group, the educated, the inducted, the people that understand, maybe the behind the scenes, the engineering, the physics of it, and those people, not all of them, the select few, the people that are very creative and imaginative, they then are able to abstract that knowledge, to create abstractions, to level it up so that those without that underlying knowledge, the computer science skills, the programming skills, the engineering and physics skills, people without that can still navigate the space, they can still understand it, and they can still explore this new space. So the obvious example, Windows, it's a big example. So you go from command prompts and using commands and typing in to a graphical user interface. So it's point and click. This is much, people can understand this. You don't need much of an education really to understand what you need to do to get to a place. It's not necessarily intuitive, but it's much easier. The entry point is easier, and then the education often just happens. It's like on the job training. The general population can figure it out much easier, much more easily. So essentially, this new space gets colonized. What was once only a select few, the smartest, the toughest, the strongest, could go into this space. Only the inducted, only the ones with the ticket, that changes, and that opens up the space, and so you get an internet revolution, you get search engine revolution, you get iPhones and iPods, music revolution. All these things happen because the space is opened up and more people can come in to this space, and then it continues to develop. It doesn't just stay still, and yeah, it takes on a new shape, and things get built, cities grow, communities develop, and yeah, new relationships, new cultures, that kind of thing. And my argument is it's all from that initial opening of space, of creating accessibility, allowing the general public to navigate this space. So I think the question, as far as where the next revolution lies, and what business should I start, and where's the opportunity, I think it always lies on the edge of things, on the edge of space, on the edge of colonized space. So the frontier is always opened up by explorers, those with that specialized knowledge, the training, and the courage and the imagination. So the ticket, perhaps the goal is then to find this space, to kind of go to the edges of known space, known digital space, where things are comfortable, where things are clear and well structured, and essentially to explore it, and to then make that space navigable. I think that's a word, navigatable, by someone without the knowledge, to open it up, to see what's there first. It's new space, so there's new territory, new resources, new possibilities, and then to lay down some foundation, to lay down some roads, some streets, maybe a couple of houses, just as someone in a new frontier would. Finding a gold mine, and one of the most important things was to build a hotel and a pub and a general store, and to get a main street. So it's that creation of accessibility that produces massive changes. That is I think, at the heart of the digital revolution. Still about space, but it's a different kind of space, and it's different means of navigation. Yeah. All right. Good talking to you. I'll see you next time.